Hello and welcome to North Star Stamper. I'm Sue Kramer. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Minnesota, USA. I know we do have, I do have viewers, we'll say across the pond, as they say. So, oh, you can see a little sneak peek of what we're doing today. So thank you for being with me. Lost my train of thought. Sorry, when I looked up and saw my paper. I did a new catalog open house virtually on Saturday, so I did 4 videos, and they are available both here on Facebook and on YouTube. You'll see the same cover image or thumbnail image for the 4 videos, but in the description of the videos, I tell you which products I used to create a card, and the 4 cards I created are in that thumbnail too. I need to learn if I can put that thumbnail into Facebook. I have not tried that. You get my generic opening in Facebook. So, okay, so we are going to create a masculine birthday card using the Joy of Christmas Designer Series paper. So this is the set, and I don't have page number for you, sorry. You can look it up. In the mini catalog, in a lot of Christmas colors, but you can see this one piece here, plaid on one side and wood grain on the other side. So that's the piece I'm using for my card today. These are the colors in the pattern paper. We have cherry cobbler, old olive, pecan pie, pebbled path, real red, and shaded spruce. And these are the 2 colors that are really in the DSP that I'm using today, are the pecan pie. That's one of our new neutrals, which I'm loving that. And the shaded spruce, which is such a nice, deep, dark green. All right, so let's get started. It's a fun fold. If you want to take notes, I'll tell you the piece size, the sizes I'm using, and I just, wait. Oh, it slid down. Okay, so it is a fun fold. You're going to start with an 4 1/4 by 11 piece of cardstock. That's your card base. We're gonna, I have a scrap in here. You're gonna score it. We're gonna put this back here. You're gonna score it at 5 1/2, just like you're making a card. And then we are gonna cut off a piece at 2 3/4. So you end up with this. And it is going to open this way. All right. So that was 4 1/4 by 11. Score at 5 1/2. Cut off 2 3/4. Let's see. We have viewers. Hello, 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 Christine and Chuck. If you're watching with her. Hi, Jean. Nice to see you on here. Kathy, thanks for joining me. And Alma's here too. Thank you for joining me. There we go. All right. That's everybody so far. So far that has commented. And then I have a smaller mini card. And this was pecan pie. This one is crumb cake, and it is 9 by 3 1/2, and I scored it at 4. I'll repeat these numbers again as I use the pieces. How about that? And then maybe again at the end. I could put them in my description too later. And then this is going to go here, and then you're going to have, this will be a flap. And then it'll be a double card. So if you saw my blog post yesterday, I made myself a birthday card using this format. And I should tell you, I learned this I think it was from Julie Davison, and she learned it from another demonstrator, and I didn't write down any names. So Julie had done one with Halloween DSP. So anyway, so this is the kind of the base of our card. And then I have some pattern paper here. This piece is 4 by 2 1/2. So this is going to be the top. So if it's patterned, I didn't want my wood grain going across. I wanted it going up and down. So it's 4 wide and 2 1/2 tall. I guess I'll put it that way. And then I do have a piece that is going to go on my inner flap. Let's just call it that. And this one is 3 1/4 wide by 4 1/4. Okay, so we're going to put those all together first. So I'm going to take my inner flap, my crumb cake, 9 by 3.5, fold it in half at 4.5, right? Half of 9 is 4.5. And I'm going to put my DSP, my green plaid, on the flap.
Yep, right here.
We're just going to center that. And using green glue, I have a minute to do that. All right, and I'm going to right away put this on my card because where this is going to determine where I put that top flap. So I'm going to put this down a little lower than I would. Normally I would put even margins all the way around my 3 sides. But I wanted it to be lower so that you would see more of it. And next, I'm going to use some tear and tape because this flaps. I like to have extra strength on the flap. So I know I'm going to put some there. And then a piece on the top. Because if I try to put it in the middle, I might put it too low and I would adhere my card closed. So I put it on that edge and this edge. And this time I want to center, oh, it didn't make it into the basket. I want to center it here. So that's how I'm deciding where it goes. I'm going to cover this with designer series paper anyway, so it doesn't really matter where it is. But I could make a shorter flap, I could, whatever. I just want to line it up and put it nice and straight with my plaid right there. I'm going to cover the top. We'll put it there. And this piece, again, it is directional, so make sure you go in the right direction, is 4 by 2.5. Let's see, I am going to turn it around so I can see. And I just put it right in the middle there. Okay, so our card base was 4.25 by 11. Score it 5.5 to give you a center fold, and then I cut off 2 3/4. My crumb cake is 3.5 by 9. Scored it 4.5. This plaid piece is 3.25 wide by 4.25 tall. Again, directional. Be careful when you're cutting it. You don't want upside down flowers or sideways flowers or animals or whatever you're using. And then this wood grain piece is 4 inches wide by 2.5. You could add an 1/8 or subtract an 1/8 if you want bigger or narrower edges there. So, all right, now for the stamping. You know this is my favorite part. We are using the Perched in a Tree stamp and coordinating Aspen Tree dies. So what I did here, I'll show you my little bird. I have a branch here. It looks like it's crumb cake. It was stamped in early espresso, and this I had just kept inside. You can see I have another one there. So I'm just going to adhere that on my card, and then I'll show you how I did the bird. I used early espresso ink. Let's get that out of the way. Move that a bit. And stamped on Very Vanilla. Then I like to take my water painter and to color in the wings a little bit and the where the feathers are, make sure you can see, I just pull the ink out of the stamped image. And the designer has given us lots of ink there with all those little lines. And I'm just going to kind of dab, touch. There is water in my water painter. And I'm not, if you notice, I haven't squeezed this at all. I did this one this afternoon, so there is still water on this brush, but you don't want it too wet. You just want it wet enough to pull the ink out. Let's give him a little bit of an expression there. Oh, I meant to color his beak. I don't have color, any colored. I thought an orange or yellow beak would be kind of fun. Okay, so there's my little bit of a color. Then I'm going to take pumpkin pie, or pecan pie. Oh boy, not pumpkin pie, it's not orange. And I'm going to take some from the lid and just add a little bit of color to his body. I do want this a little wetter. Squeeze till I get a drip. Hopefully you can see. Squeeze, come on. Not cooperating, you can see the water coming. There we go. And it is very wet, but I'm going to kind of dab it off here and just add some color to his belly. Add some color to his wings. You can play around, make him different colors, whatever. I'm going to clean that off a bit and get his claws. There. Let's add a little more. I don't know, just color. I didn't look to see what kind of bird he is. He's just a fat bird. He's very chubby. Alright, good enough. Then I took, the dies do have a die to cut out Mr. Bird. And I ran that through my machine. Just to cut them out like that. If you don't have the dies, you can always fussy cut them. Always an option. Alright, so let's put this on here. We're going to make this a birthday card. I think we're going to put this branch on just with glue. And then we'll put the bird on with dimensionals. Being a masculine card, I don't want to use any Wink of Stella. I could. But since we're going for the masculine with the colors and the theme, I'm just going to put that right there. Hold that for a second. And then some dimensionals on our bird. Well, then I have to see. He's going to go like this. So he looks like he's on the branch. There's that. And then I have a die from the Something Fancy dies. I like having shapes. You've seen me use shapes a lot. These are new to me. All the old ones I had were retired, and I do like to use current products when I do my videos. I have a few just in case I don't stamp clearly. I'm going to use the Happy Birthday from the Beautiful Balloons. It's just a nice size stamp. Photopolymer. So I need my thing here. You probably get tired of hearing me say that, don't you? I do that to remind you that if you're not getting good stamped images, maybe it's the surface that you're working on. So hopefully you'll think of me. Think of me if things aren't going well. That sounds bad. Think of me and what would Sue say if she wasn't getting good stamped images? So I'm going to pull this down a minute. Let's see, how did I do? That's pretty good. I haven't made this card yet. I don't have a sample to show you, so we're just kind of winging it now. In the Aspen Tree dies that coordinate with the Perched in a Tree, this was before we named the dies and the stamps the same, there were these leaf dies. So I cut a few of them in soft sea foam. And I have my shaded spruce. I thought we'd add a little bit of green to them. I'm going to use a really dirty piece of grid paper. So I keep this one clean. I'm going to put this here. And then what I thought I would do is put 3 of these on here. But they're kind of plain, so I was going to add some green to them. What do you think of that? And then I have some twine and some embellishments. Again, with masculine cards, I tend not to do too much. All right, let's start with the front. I'm just going to put that on with dimensionals. The DSP is Joy of Christmas, Kathy. I can look it up. Joy of Christmas, page 28. And that is exactly why I used it, because you don't always notice the back side. You notice the red and green thinking Christmas, but the plaid has the wood grain on the back. So there's another gray wood grain and the red plaid, which would be great for more masculine cards. And there's musical notes on two of them, a gray and a pecan pie musical note. I don't know what song they have on it. So I have this. But I have grabbed some linen thread and also our in-color twine. I don't have any of this separated, though, because this is very thick, and you've seen me separate those, so I'm not going to use that. Do we want some twine on there? Oh, I think we do. What I like to do with my twine, you've seen me do this. Put a piece of tear and tape or something super sticky. I think there's a couple here. And I'm just gonna kind of, you know what, we're gonna be really random. I liked the way it was kind of looking. Oh, there we go. And just put it right on top. Oops, those are inside. There we go. So there's the front of our card. I want a little dimensional under him, under his. It's sticking up too much. There we go, much better. Much better. So there's the front. Let's add some leaves here. So that card that I had my family give me yesterday, this was very vanilla, and I'd only used a mask with some flowers on the bottom of this. So Tony wrote on here for my birthday, and it was covered up by the front flap. And then the kids all wrote on the inside. So it was very cute. I hadn't even thought of that. All right. So while I'm adding some color to these, I'll point out that on that my blog post yesterday, the 17th of the month, I do birthday cards. I used the Enamel Basics. I will grab them here in a minute. Let me finish coloring these. Anne and Kathy had asked for ideas on using those. They're a bottle of liquid enamel, I guess is the best way. Oh, okay. I don't know, were you watching? I just put ink on here and I just kind of blended it from the tip because I wanted the top darker than the middle. And then I'm going to use pecan pie to add, oh, I like the way these are turning out, to add brown to the stems, because we're just sticking with two colors. I've only used 2 ink pads. Actually, where'd it go? 3. I used Early Espresso, Shaded Spruce, and Pecan Pie. So I need a small brown. I don't have a small brown blending brush. A large one will do. Just gonna do the stem. So I suppose this stem could stay green. There. Just add some color and some interest. We'll put those on dimensionals too. I'll grab those enamel effects. I think that's what they're called. So some dimensionals on our leaves, on 2 of the leaves. So the point of today is look at both sides of your paper. You might be surprised at what you see on the back side. That one. Sorry, I was off camera. A little bit of glue. There. Is that hidden? It is hidden. Look at that. Oh, wait. I didn't take the layers of the liners off. Now to put it right in the right place. Put it more towards the middle. There's our card. Let me grab the enamel effects to show you. So in yesterday's blog post at northstarstamper.com, I gave you at least 3 ideas on using these. They do take a little bit to dry. The dots I put on one of the cards, they were dry in an hour. I didn't test them any more frequently than that, but I just put them enamel on and let it, put it aside while I moved on to my next card. So I do not know exactly how long these take to dry, but that was yesterday's blog post. This is today's card. Using a Christmas paper for a masculine birthday card. Thank you for joining me. Happy stamping. And I do take requests, so if there's something you want to see me do, I do love fun folds, so I do them a lot. So hopefully you like them too. Thank you for joining me. Let me pull this back out. And happy stamping. Let me see if there's any questions. All right, I think we're good. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.